Brandon. Nice to see you here. And I'm having some technical difficulties on my Facebook. I only see 1/4 of the page in here, and it's nice to have you on board here. And since you are here, let me try to see if I could invite you and see what questions you have for me, whether it's real estate or anything in general. So I've added you to come join me, if you are okay with it, to come join me in my Facebook page, which is alive. Hello, Brandon. Brandon,
Hello. I don't know if I can hear you. Can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. It's just my phone is not cooperating. I'm 1/4 of the page. So awesome. I appreciate you for tuning live with me here today. And you can ask me anything, whether it's real estate or finance or any questions in general, and I will try to see what I can help you with.
I'm not sure what I need to ask. I always listen.
Oh, I see.
But
okay.
I admire the fact of your real estate investments.
Awesome. Do you have any?
No. Well, I have had a house and I'm selling it right now, so
Are you
changing things here.
That's good, because by listening, like what I share in the video, learning, listening, right? Having the education is the key of it all. Because when I started, just like you, when I came here in America, I didn't have any knowledge. So I was just doing what others were doing, which my husband and I bought a condominium. And at that time, when we bought it, it was 2009. I didn't know anything about housing crash, and I was in the middle of it. I thought I got a great deal because the condo that we were trying to buy was $500,000, and then it went down to $325,000. So initially, I thought it was a great steal because it dropped $175,000, and over the years, it kept on dropping because of the U.S. housing crisis, the housing crash. And because of that, I was naive. I didn't have any education, knowledge. So I lost in paper over half of the amount. And then now, after 10 years of owning it, it has recovered. I didn't sell it because once I sold it, then it's an actual loss. But because I kept it, it was only a paper loss. And because I still have it, own it right now, and my tenant continued to pay for it, so now it has gone back, it has appreciated over time. So the key to it is from what over the years, what I learned is, number one, is having the education, the knowledge. Number two, it's not enough to just have the knowledge, but to actually implement what we've learned. And it's very important where we find the education, where we find the knowledge, because there's a lot of mentors out there, right? Educators out there who are sharing their information. The question we need to ask ourselves is, are they doing what they are saying? Are they doing what they're preaching? And what qualifications or what have they proven over time? You know, what have they accomplished over time to have that you can trust what they're teaching us, what they're teaching you guys. So it's great that you're listening, learning, and then hopefully you can deploy the knowledge that you've gained over time.
Now that's one of the thoughts we had with this house. It was a primary home. My son and I were sharing it. He moved out, got his own home, and that it was much too big for just one person compared to 6.
Yes.
And his kids. And then I thought about renting it out, but then they said you have to, if you rent it and you're the owner, you can't rent it out because of your mortgage. And I thought, if I do that, if I rent it out, then I'm in trouble with the mortgage company if I'm not living in it. And they're constantly asking me every time I pay a payment, are you living in the house? Well, yes, I'm living in the house, but I don't know. I would have to do a rental loan on it in order to, I guess, refinance it. Or now I've had a lot of people, no, just rent it out. I have my realtor who said, just rent it out.
Yes, this is the first time that I've heard that a banker would ask, do you live in it? The bank, this is really a very interesting situation, because when I bought my property and I had to rent it out, the bank didn't ask me, hey, do you live in it? The bank's number one concern is, are you paying your principal and interest? Are you paying your mortgage on time? If you're paying, you're not in default because you're giving them the money.
Right, but they would send me every month, check it off, you're living in this house, you're living in this house. So I thought, and if they find out I'm not, I don't want them to repossess it.
That is correct.
But
now, the best thing I would do if I was in your situation, do you give me the permission to share with you if I was in your situation?
yes.
Okay, thank you for the permission. So if I was in your case, I would bring the paper to the bank. I'd have a meeting with the banker and ask the reasoning behind the letter that they're sending me every month, inquiring, am I the principal owner and the principal tenant in this property, or the person that lives in this property. I would talk to the bank and find out more information. I will not assume, because I need to know if I need to continue living in it, or I have the option of renting it to somebody else. Because if you've lived there for several years, you have a lot of equity there that you could actually pull out, have a tenant live there. You have equity there because you have lived there for a lot of years, and then refinance it where you can get the money, and then go either buy another property where you can live, or buy another property that you can rent out as well, which I've done over the years, and it's in my book, Apartment Prescription. That's how I bought one property at a time, by stripping the equity of the property. So if I was in your case, I would talk to my lender, bring the paper, bring the letter, and try to understand what is the reasoning behind this paper, why they always ask me, do I live in this property?
Yeah, and the last lender would always have that check, you are living in this property this time. And then I thought, wow, I got really scared about that, because my son just says, go ahead and rent it out, Mom.
Yes, me too. But I agree with you. If I was in your case, I would be afraid too. But the only way to break through that fear is to actually have the information, the correct information, and having a meeting with the bank. If it was my case, having a face-to-face meeting with the bank and understanding the reasoning behind it. That's where, I would answer all the doubts, erase all the doubts in my mind, and then I can act on it. I can proceed with either renting it out to somebody else.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
So hopefully you can DM me, keep me updated on what your one-to-one meeting with the banker is, and let me see how else further I can help you with. All right.
Okay. That's great.
Thank
you.
Stay tuned for
Thank
more,
you.
all right? Stay tuned for more. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Why? Because Bob cannot wait. Let's go. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Have a great day. Brandon,
You too.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.